Well, hi folks. We're going to talk about the um, exit routes out of Ananda Village in cases of emergencies. Um, so this is basically the information you will be getting. Exits through Ananda environs to Tylerfoot Road and Oak Tree Roads. And it has a variety of different exit routes. And then it will also talk about the four escape route directions using Tylerfoot Road or Oak Tree. Um, Basically, how I like to explain this is once you're out of the village, how to get to other parts of civilization. Going to Nevada City, um, or anywhere actually else in the country, like Downeyville or Marysville or Reno, etc., etc. So I like to break it down actually like this. Um, the first part, exploring the different exit routes of Ananda Village in cases of emergency. Just basically how to get out of the village, right? And there's like, I think there's three or four main roads to get out of Ananda. The second part is identifying the variety of routes to other cities in Northern California, like I said earlier. So let us begin. So what I like to do is just go to Google, and I start at North San Juan, um, just for convenience. I Googled that. Click on the maps over here, and you see you have North San Juan here. And now I just scroll to the east, basically due east, a couple miles. You have Cherokee, and as you know, right here, if you scroll in, you will see Ananda Way and Masters Market. So, I'm not sure if I'm dating myself here, but I prefer driving and maps to use the old, just like animated version that gives you the roads and the cities. And you scroll in, of course, you can see the different roads that tie into everything. But in this video, we're going to use both satellite and regular map. So going back to Cherokee, we scroll down, and we're going to find our village. And there we go, Masters Market. And as you know, for those who live at the market, or at the village, I should say, this is correctly labeled. Constant Temple's there. This is Raj Park. This is the yes, Ananda Village, but actually more technically this is the EL, right? Lotus Pond, there's the amphitheater. Um, this I want to point out to you is a really good um, a map or a landmark. You see Mighty Ridge Road. This is the Sunset Ridge area, right? These are the beautiful big cedar trees. Actually, I guess they're here. Um, and this is where we watch the fire and where the benches are. But as you notice here, this Mighty Ridge Road runs perfectly north and south. Okay, so that's a good landmark to kind of calibrate yourself on where you are in the village and also at large here. So let's begin with the first exit route out of the village, and that is, of course, number one, the main one, the south, as we call the south. And then, we're not going to go over this too much, but you know where that is. You've come this way, you leave this way every day to town, and there we go. So next, let's go for the trash and recycle area. Now, trash and recycle area, we gotta clarify because of a couple things. One is there's a new electric fence that closes at 6 p.m. So we got to figure that one out. But assuming that it's open, you've got clear egress. You can see there's this road that goes all the way back, past the recycling, past the compost area. There's some variety of stuff, of materials, and you can see that goes all the way back. In fact, they call it Village Way. I never knew that. But Village Way, apparently, will lead you right into Tylerfoot Road. And that basically gets you in between the main exit, the south exit, and Sages Road. Okay, so the next route is Ioja Sages Road. Basically, this is, let's say you're at the Hermitage. Let's get there. Where is it? Must be over here. There's a Hermitage, thank you. And we scroll down, and you will see Ioja, right? And we all know where Ioja crosses Sages Road. Google Maps has this kind of outline here. I think it's actually right here. If you look at the map, that looks a little bit more proportioned. So this is the bumpity bump road, okay? You can make it in your little Honda Fit, I'm sure, but you just have to pay attention, especially in this area. It's pretty rough. But Sages Road, eventually, if you stay on it, just like the directions say, stay to your right. You know, there's TM Technologies. That's Kent White's place, I believe. So stay to the right on Sages. Keep going all the way, and that will lead you out to Tylerfoot Road. Basically, in between the main exit of Ananda, the south exit, and our very own Sierra Family Medical Clinic. Okay, so that is that one. What else do we have here? We have Maidu Sages Road exit. Okay, so they're explaining that this is the Sunset Ridge where I talked about the north and south. Basically, let's look at that. Okay, so if we go back here, this is Mighty Ridge Road. So let's say this area is blocked and you can't get past this way. Well, you just keep going north on Maidu. You're not going Ranakit, of course, that's a dead end. We all know that. But if you go past the Kushlers, right, there's the Kushlers. There's the water tanks. There's the Taylors. There's their solar panels. There's the more solar panels. And you go past the Foresters, and you basically are going to end up. And don't go here on Nandi Drive. It's tempting. Prakash is not let you go that way. That's the kind of that fire access road up to the water tanks. But assuming that you follow the rules here, and you go all the way to Sages Road, you have to take a right turn on Sages, right? And then Sages, that's like going to the back way to the Hermitage, and again you're hit at Ioja Way. And then from there, like I explained before, you take Sages all the way out, stay at the right, and you exit out again. Okay, so what do we have next? We have Carrie Ann's exit. Okay, Carrie Ann's exit is basically a continuation of Brotherhood Way. And I believe it's labeled well here. So here's Mighty Ridge. Here's taking a left, if you will, if you're coming from the village. This is Kailash. Well, Shiva is right here. Keep going. It turns into Meru right here. Okay, and this is where it drops off and is gravel road that goes to Carrie Ann's Road. And as you know, it goes all the way past Carrie Ann's. There's Carrie Ann's solar panels and her house. And that eventually leads you to Oak Tree. Okay, and this is the area of Oak Tree where you'll see people stopped and they'll be making cell phone calls because there's cell reception there. You get like a bar and a half or something, enough to make a call. But anyway, we also need to talk about, there's actually a gate here. Doesn't really come up that well on this map, but I believe the gate is right here, and we're gonna have to get the code. I figure out how to go through that without just plowing through it. Okay, so the next one, it's not that one, it's this one, is the Villajoya exit. So that's kind of near Carrie Ann's. So if we look at, if we were to stay on Brotherhood Way and not go Carrie Ann's, at least not yet. Meru goes through, and there's looks like oh yeah, there's Annapurna's trampoline. That's Villa Rosa. That looks like maybe Krishna Das. This is the heaters, right? And there's Villa Gioia. So there's a road you see right here, kind of tractor trail looking. You go through here to the woods, and that eventually will hook up with Brotherhood Way, or basically Carrie Ann's exit. Okay? So it looks like, oh, we have one more. We have the Expanding Light Meadow. Okay, so going back to the Expanding Light, here, there are the domes, the temple. This is if you're somehow can't go this way on Expanding Light Drive, you could drive right down the road. As you know, the golf carts and people walk. This is the main walk to the village from EL. It just goes right down and hooks up right here, right by the joy symbol, which is right here. And of course you take a right and exit out the normal way. So anyway, that's the those are the main ways to get out of the village. Okay? So there's a bunch. Main exit, trash, Ioja, Maidu to Ioja, right? I'm going to call this kind of the same. That's really 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, Carrie Ann's exit. And then the Villa Joy exit. It's kind of linked into this. And of course, the Expanding Light brings you to the main one. So in the next video, we will talk about how to get to town or any other place in case there's closures on certain parts of Tyler Foot Road or 49. Okay, thank you so much.